morning, everybody. Welcome, week 5, day 2. Again, thank you very much for everybody who tuned in last night for our live web chat on YouTube. We had a good turnout and we had a lot of fun answering a lot of questions. We're going to do those more, and we will let you guys know when we will be heading up that next on our schedule. Without further ado, we're going to go through today's workout. So today, everything we've done before. We've done all these exercises before, so they shouldn't be foreign or anything like that, but just the workout itself is going to be structured differently than how we normally do it. So starting off first, we have 2 rounds of inchworms and our back widows. So within those 2 rounds, we're going to do 10 inchworms. So Blaine's going to go ahead, reach for the floor, walking out, almost to just a plank position, and then walking his feet all the way back up. Now say if you're in your living room, you don't have anywhere to inchworm from one point to the other, all you can do is when you bring your feet up to your hands, just bring them all the way back down just like this. So you can just stay in one place, walking just your hands forward and back, just like you see Blaine doing right now. Simple. Inchworms. So don't forget target area inchworms, everything back here. We want to feel that stretch in our hamstrings, right in the back of the legs. Then our second exercise for our warm-up is called back widows. Remember, for back widows, what we're doing is we're trying to warm up everything in this posterior shoulder girdle. So Blaine's got his elbows down. I know this one's hard to see. And he's driving his elbows into the ground and trying to raise up his shoulder blades. So he's here, and go ahead, push up for me, Blaine, just like this. And he's squeezing at the top. Ideally, have these legs flat. Flat, so then you can be able to feel that shoulder girdle flex more. So we want to go into flexion right here. There we go, just like that. One more time. Digging his elbows in, just like that. Those are back widows. You have 10 of them. So your warm-up, 2 rounds, inchworms, you got 10 of them, and then 10 back widows. As soon as you're done with that, go ahead, take a couple minutes, take a sip of water. Some of us might be parched. Then we're going to go ahead into our workout. So today, it's another rounds for time. So 5 rounds for time. So that means when we start your first exercise, you're going to say 3, 2, 1, go. You can go ahead and use your cell phone for a timer. Use a stopwatch. Anything you have available to keep time through these 5 rounds. What are these 5 rounds going to be? Well, they're going to be these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 exercises. So the first exercise is going to be plank for 30 seconds. Now, for this plank, flat like a board, in a push-up position, forearms not on the floor, only hands in that push-up position like this, and I want your feet far apart. And make sure when you're doing those planks, squeeze that stomach. Now say you can't do a 60-second plank. That's okay. Stay with 30 seconds. Stay with what you can, but I want you to challenge yourself. Say after the 5th or 6th, or say after the 4th round, you feel like you can do a little bit more, maybe push yourself to 60 seconds. The only thing that we recommend is, since this is a 4-time exercise workout, try and stick with the consistent same plank every time. That way when this workout comes up again, you know exactly the time you took on the plank so that your times are more comparable. So planks 30 to 60 seconds. Air squats, 20 air squats. Remember, feet just outside the hips and squatting all the way down. Remember, we want this hip crease below the knee. That's ideal. Good. And again, if you can't go all the way down that far, that deep, say you have some injuries or some other knee problems, that's okay. Do what you can. You can do like a box squat. Sit in the chair if you need to. Anything that can make you able to do these type of squats. After our 20 air squats, we have 15 hollow rocks. So with these hollow rocks, Blaine's going to be on his back. His legs are going to be up, and his hands are going to be up. And all he's going to do is just rock back and forth like a teeter-totter or a boat, right? 15. So him just coming up 1 time and back is 1. Up and back is 2. That's how you would count those hollow rocks. The whole time in hollow rocks, you should feel it in your core, in this midsection. That's the goal. Then we have, after our 15 hollow rocks, 10 push-ups. So starting off just like the plank that we started in, right? Now the whole thing is we're going to come down onto our push-ups, and I want this shoulder lower than our elbow. Shoulder lower than the elbow every time if you can. Just like that. Say you have trouble and you can't push yourself up once your shoulder is lower than the elbow. You're really low. I want you to go to your knees. So we're going to go to our knees, and now we can have our shoulder below our elbow. That's fine. Remember, you don't want to stay in this scaled version forever, but it's fine for now until we gain the upper body strength to do a normal push-up without having our knees on the floor. So after our 10 push-ups, we're going to do 5 burpees. So burpees, very similar to what we just did for our push-up. All we're doing is we're starting in a standing position, and we're going to come down, hands first, kicking the feet out, and then coming back up. Show us one more time. So he's going to go hands first, kick the feet back, and just drop down to your chest and come up. And when you come up, you don't have to jump because you might have tenants living below you. All you're going to have to do is just clap your hands up above your head. That way you complete the repetition. So 5 rounds per time, our 30 to 60 second plank, 20 air squats, 15 hollow rocks, 10 push-ups, and then 5 burpees. Once you've done 1 round, so you finished all this, there is no rest time. You're just going to go straight back in to the next round. This is going to be tough. 5 rounds of these 5 exercises, it's going to bring you over probably 20 to 30 minutes, and that's okay, but just try and get them done as fast as you can. That's the goal. Good repetitions, fast as you can. Once you're done with that and you're breathing hard, take a second, sip on some water, and we're going to go to our cool down. So our first cool down stretch is pigeon stretch. Remember, focusing on IT bands, glutes, everything on this side right here that got flared up from these squats. So you're going to go ahead, get set up here, make sure ideally we want your leg at a 90-degree angle, and you're going to go ahead and have those hips on top. And see how Blaine is leaning forward like this? That's perfect. And if you want, if this is too much, you can go ahead and just set back a little bit more, push your hands back, and maybe alleviate some pressure. So pigeon stretch, 2 minutes on each side. Then we're going to go to single leg hamstring stretch. We're only going to do 1 minute on each side for the single leg hamstring stretch. So let's go ahead and put your right knee down, left leg out in front, Blaine, and then we're going to go ahead and have Blaine reach on both of his sides to reach for the floor. So both hands are going to reach towards the floor. And so when he's getting his chest up like this and he's reaching for the floor, what we're doing is we're isolating the stretching on that hamstring. Again, we've been sitting all day. We're not walking around as much. We're not reaching for things. So these hamstrings, for everybody that's been sitting at home during this lockdown, are very tight. This is why we're doing this single leg hamstring stretch. So we have this for 1 minute on each side. Then we're going to go ahead and do the sumo squat. Now, sumo squat is probably one of the toughest of these stretches. Just because of the awkward position, we normally don't squat like this and stay here. But it's going to help open up our hip joint, help us open up our pelvis, and that's what we want to do. So Blaine is at the bottom of his sumo squat, and he's got his hands pushing against each other, which makes his elbows open up those adductors, the inside of your legs a little bit more. So 2 minutes for a sumo squat, and then we have seated straddle. So seated straddle, Blaine's going to go ahead and sit on his 2-pack, his glutes. He's going to make his legs as wide as he can. And all he's going to do is he's going to shoot that angle forward and go ahead and bring himself down just like this. Now, where we're going to feel this is in his adductors. I keep saying adductor, right? Everything on the inside of your legs are that muscle group, what we want to stretch. That's the goal for this stretch, seated straddle. After that, you're done. Nice job. Week 5, day 2. Complete. If you guys have any questions, don't forget, go ahead and email. If you guys have any ideas, please send them our way. We're trying to build up this content just to help you guys, and let us know if you guys need any help. You got anything? Done. Get out of here.